Silly. Hello, everyone. Happy belated birthday to me. Yesterday was my birthday. So, I'm excited and I thank God that I'm here, right? I thank God for, seeing another birthday. Not everybody gets to see um, a new day, let alone another birthday. So I am blessed. I can't complain. And I am still in celebration mode, right? I just came from lunch with a friend. It's a blessing to have good friends. Um, it's a blessing to have good friends and to have people who are thoughtful enough to consider you and want to celebrate with you and celebrate you. So, what I want to talk about is we have to do the work, right? Do the work so that you won't miss out, right? Do the work so you won't miss out on your blessing. There are so many people who are not willing to do the inner work. So they're missing out on their blessings. They're missing out on good people who could have been a blessing to them because they're so broken and so hurt and so bitter and so mean and so just hard to just get along with, hard to deal with, hard to be around, right? It is very difficult to be a blessing in someone's life who's very hard to stomach, who's very it's hard to be around, right? So that's what I want to come talk to you all about. Just being, just healing so you can be in a good place to where you could receive. Like when you're unhealed, you can't receive anything from anyone because you'll always think somebody is out to get you. You will always think somebody is out to hurt you or out to do something to you. You won't be able to determine who is the blessing and who is the curse. You would think everybody's a curse. You would think everybody's out to get you. When there are some real earth angels out there, right? You really have some people who are really good earth angels, people who are just looking to serve. Their heart is pure. They're looking to be a blessing. They're looking to make your life easier, right? They're looking to help you, to challenge you, to encourage you. And if you're not healed, you won't be able to receive that. You won't be able to receive it. And it's unfortunate, but there are a lot of people who just are not in that um, that mindset in the position to be able to receive. And another reason it's hard for people to receive because they don't give anything either. When you don't give anything, it's hard to receive. When you're not a giver, it's hard to receive. And when you're not giving from the heart, when you're a giver and you understand the law of giving, and that doesn't have to do with money. That doesn't have to do with that doesn't have to do with money only, because every time somebody say give, they think it's just to do with money. It's not just money. It's time. It's a smile. It's good energy. It's positivity, right? All those good things. All those good things. There are other ways to give. There are other ways to give. A compliment. Some people don't know how to receive compliments. If you're not giving them, you're not going to know how to receive it without you feeling like somebody's trying to, you know, like people, we really need to do the inner healing. We really need to do the inner healing so that we could receive more. To receive abundantly, joyously, freely. And I've seen it. You know, I've seen it where people are just so mean and just so unhealed that they don't even recognize that God is sending someone to help them. But because they're so unhealed and they're so broken, they're so hateful and mean, they can't receive the blessing. They can't receive the love because they're not loving themselves. You know, they're not kind themselves. So you can't receive what it is that you're not giving. I'm sorry about that, you all. I had some of these good old caramel salted pecans from Marshall's. No, Ross. Let me see. These are good. They have these on as salted caramel pecans. They have these at Ross. And they have them online too, but at Ross they're a little bit cheaper. They're like $2.99. Online I think they're like $6 or $7, but they're so delicious. I don't need to be eating them, but they're good. They're like my little snack. So and people they don't know how to receive from others goodness. You know, you ever try to be good to someone and you coming from a pure place and they reject you, or they don't know how to receive it, or they looking at you like this, like what she got going on, what she wants, she here for something. Like, people don't even know how to receive. I am so glad that I started doing the inner work on myself, okay? That I put myself in a position so that I could receive what it is that I've been giving out all these years. I'm in a position, you know, I place myself in a position to where I could receive whatever it is that God send my way, for whomever it is that God send my way, for me to be for them to bless me, and not feel any type of skepticism like, oh, what do they want? Oh, they coming here, they trying to, they trying to bait me up because they want something. No. Everybody don't come to take. You'll know if someone is there to take. When you're healed, you'll know. When you've done the inner work, you will know. You'll know when someone is genuine. But I'm so glad that I've done the inner work on myself, because so many people, God had sent me in several people's lives to be a blessing. That's why I'm talking about this. He sent me to be a blessing in several people that I could remember lives. And because they were unhealed, and because they were hurt, and because they couldn't receive, I wasn't able to bless them. Like my grandmother used to say, and old folks used to say, and I think it's biblical, be aware of who is in your company, because you don't know, you may be entertaining an angel. You don't know who that person is. Basically, treat everybody right. Yes, be aware, be discerning, right? Hey, P. Andrews. No, let me tell you some of my inner work that I've done. I can tell you, some of the inner work that I've done is basically, of course, I didn't do any of this without God and reading his word, right? That's one part of it. But the main part is facing a lot of the things that I didn't want to face, like some of the traumas, some of the abuse that I went through. I had to sit with that. I had to acknowledge that I've experienced abuse. I had to acknowledge that I've experienced being mistreated, right, by certain family members. I had to sit with that and acknowledge it, and not run from it, and not try to paint it a different color, not trying to say it was something else, not giving people benefit of the doubt. I had to sit with a lot of that trauma. I had to sit with a lot of the issues and acknowledge, oh, yes, I was abused. Yes, I was abandoned. Yes, I was mistreated. Like, I had to sit with a lot of that and acknowledge. And then what I did, I processed those emotions. However, me sitting with my my pain made me feel, I processed those emotions. I didn't let those emotions, I didn't shut them down. Like if I wanted to cry, I cry. If I wanted to scream, I screamed. Me in my quiet time. Um, that's what I did. You know, I feel like I don't think anything is wrong with therapy. I don't dismiss therapy, but I think, and some people don't know how to go within. I've always knew how to go within and deal with myself. Of course, reading God's word. That's another thing too. Spending time with him, right? Quiet time, shutting down the world, not always having business going on, and not always wanting to be around people and listen to things. I spend a lot of time being quiet. Early in the morning, quiet, reading my word, seeing what the inner, my inner voice is saying. Basically, it's the Holy Spirit, is God. He talks to you when you're quiet. He's not going to be screaming over what you got going on. He's not going to be screaming over perversion, and he's not going to be screaming up over our sin and idolatry like people who we have in his place. He's not going to be trying to compete with them. It's that quiet time. It was my quiet time in the mornings. I had many crying mornings. Spending time with God early in the morning, fasting and prayer. And it was a combination of things, to be honest. But the main thing was sitting down and acknowledging all of my pain that I felt. And everything that I felt, like any sorrow, anything that I felt that just grieved me, like people mistreating me or somebody abusing me. I had to sit with that. People treating me different from everyone else. I had to sit with that. I had to acknowledge that's what it is. Because sometimes when we're going through things, a lot of I'm gonna say just me, a lot of people, we want to change the narrative. I stopped changing the narrative. If people have shown me that they're jealous and hateful towards me, I had to accept that. If people have shown me they don't like me for whatever reason, I had to accept that. And not try to change the narrative after people have shown me who they are. Because, when you've been abused, you get confused in your mind where you want to change the narrative, especially if it's people close to you who you think should love you, like mom, dad, sister, your siblings, your aunts, uncles, close family friends, like people who you hold to high regards. Sometimes they be the main ones that feel some type of way about you. Not everybody, but we do have that. So I learned to sit with it. When people show me who they are, I believe them. I don't create no more narratives trying to change and paint them different. I don't have any more benefit of the doubts to give. I don't. My oldest sister, she laughed at me. She was like, you don't have any more benefit of the doubt. I don't have no more benefit of the doubts to give people. When they show me who they are, I believe them and I move accordingly. Now I'm still kind, cordial, but when you move stupid and slimy, I move out of the way. I exclude myself. I learned how to exclude myself instead of trying to include myself, because before I didn't like to be rejected. Now I reject myself. If someone is moving sideways and off the wall and this funny energy, I go ahead and exclude myself. I no longer include myself where I'm not welcome. I used to do that a lot. Run behind people, try to include myself. No, I don't do that anymore. Especially not at this big old age. I've been working on it for years, but I definitely don't do it now. I don't do it anymore. And I don't have time for people and their insecurities and their issues that they have going on that they want to project onto me. I don't have time for that. I have zero tolerance for that. See, one thing about when you heal, you have zero tolerance for people and their foolishness. Because you'll realize a lot of stuff people are dealing with, it's their stuff, but they want to project it on you. They got stuff going on, but they'll try to, bait you or provoke you to come into their stuff because they're not feeling good about themselves. So they'll try to, text you or call you out of the blue and try to pick a fight with you because their life is not happy. And you have to know, you have to be aware of this type of stuff, because people will do it. If you're not aware and you're not sharp and you're not discerning, you'll fall right into it. And there you go, a person don't ruin your entire day because they're having a bad day. I learned to let people keep their stuff. I used to be the one that take on people's stuff and let them pick and provoke, and I get right on in the fight with them. Now I know how to ignore, I know how to block, and I know how to delete. When I know it's nothing concerning me, and if I haven't done anything, because I'm a person, I take accountability. I will take full accountability for something I've done. I would apologize. I would make it right. I will tell the truth, and I will try to make that right, because I would want someone to do that for me. But if I know I'm not even dealing with a person or doing anything to them, and they're coming to me with this sideways energy, block. Blocked. I don't have time. I don't argue anymore. I don't have time. I don't explain myself. It's nonsense. You know, I'm very kind. I like having fun. I love people. But I've gotten to the point, I have no more benefit of the doubts. Whatever your issue is your issue. If I'm not the one that causing it, it has nothing to do with me. Nope. Now, if I'm the one that's causing it, yes, we can sit down and talk. We can have a conversation. Yes, we can. And I will apologize. I will try to make it right. But if it's projection, I'm shutting it down expeditiously. It's getting shut down expeditiously, you know. So just do the inner work. I encourage you all, do the inner work so that you can receive what it is that is due, that's owed to you. Do the inner work so you can be in a receiving mode. I'm in a receiving mode. Lord, I want everything that I've given. I want it back and some. I don't want double for my trouble. I want quadruple. What I give to people, smiles, love, compliments, prayers, hugs, money, good energy, I want that back. The word say you reap what you sow. I've been sowing good seeds all I can remember. Encouragement, compliments, good energy, money, all of it. I've been sowing as far as I can remember. Even in my youth, even when I was younger, I'm always encouraging somebody, always telling somebody they look good, always telling somebody they're beautiful, and that's just who I am. I want all that back. I want it back. Not in a selfish way, but I want to receive what I'm giving out. Right? You understand? Y'all understand that? It's not like, oh, I've been giving it to them. No, because it's who I am. Half of the people who I've encouraged, gave money to, I don't forgot about it. Hey, Betsy, I forgot about it. But I do want to receive what I've been giving out. Right? I'm in the receiving mode. Yep, I'm in a receiving mode. So yesterday was my birthday. And tomorrow is Flo's birthday. So yesterday was my birthday. Today is my son's birthday. And tomorrow is Flo's birthday. Flo is my locks. That's the name of my locks. Flo will be 3 years old tomorrow. So I don't know how I'm going to celebrate her. I may go get her some little jewelry or some beads or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for Flo. I'll let her choose how she wants to hang out. If she want to hang, or if she want to do a little pin up, I'll let her choose her birthday. Y'all don't talk about me now. I'll let her, like, this lady is seriously talking about her hair. I'll let her choose how she wants to, parade around tomorrow. But Flo will be 3 years. I can't believe that'll be my 3-year lock journey. They call it a lockversary. But it'll be 3 years. Yep. Yesterday was my birthday. I thank God. I enjoyed my birthday too. I enjoyed my birthday. I got lots of gifts. I went out to, I'm gonna post the pictures in my group. I don't know if you're a part of my group. I may make a short of what I did yesterday and put it on my YouTube. I don't know. But I know I'm gonna post the picture in my group membership, so they'll probably see the pictures of what I've done yesterday. But it was nice. Every year I try to do a different experience because I'm very adventurous. I like to do adventurous things. I like to have fun. I like to try new things. So I did something new that I haven't done before, and it was so fun. I enjoyed myself. I was like a little kid. I don't know. I was just like a little kid, Yeah, I was just like a little kid. Like everybody else was looking like, what is wrong with this lady? They were looking like, why is she so happy? What type of high is she on? It was natural. Natural high. I was just so happy. I really enjoyed my birthday yesterday. I really did. It was fun. What did I do last year? Did I do something last year? Oh yes, I did do something different. Last year I went painting. I did painting with a twist. I never did that before. So last year for my birthday, I did that. And I went to this place where you can make your own candle. And I made my own candle. And then the year before that, I went to this very expensive, bougie spa. It was a day spa. It was very expensive too. What I say would be expensive. But the experience was so beautiful. Yep, I did that. And the year before that, I was like in a different space. I don't recall what I did then. But this was something new. I always celebrated my birthday, but to do a different experience was something I started 3 years ago. That's why I got Flow. Flow is part of that experience. So Flow, I did my locks on, starting my new, it was like a new transitioning, a new life. So Flow is part of that. Flow is a reminder. So she'll be 3 years old, and it'll be 3 years old, 3 years since I've started doing this new journey of a new experience. So I think it's a blessing to get out, and regardless of what's going on in the world, not that you're dismissing. I'm not dismissive. I'm very in tune. Okay, because the way things are going, y'all better go out some food. It ain't funny, but y'all better go get you some canned goods and stock up. And I need to be doing the same thing. I'm talking to myself. Get us some canned goods, get us some food, because we don't know where all of this is going. Don't be fearful, just prepare. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't be fearful, just prepare. Load up on you some canned goods, get you some Viennas and some whatever you like that's canned, just stock up on it so you can have you something to eat. I like canned corn though. I really like the canned corn, whole corn. I really like that. I could eat that straight out the can. Just not cooked, just out the can. Good, real good for me. But that's all I wanted to come tell you all. Don't miss out on your blessing. Do the healing work, do the inner work so you can receive. A lot of people just don't know how to receive, and it's so sad that we're living in a world to where people just are not doing the work, and it's really not a good place to be, because you're going to miss out on a lot of blessings. A lot of blessings. Everybody's not out to get you. Everybody's not out to harm you. Everybody's not out to take something from you. So you all be blessed. You all be blessed. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. And I'm just just came from buying those pecans, something I shouldn't have bought, because I think that bag is not going to last tonight. And that one bag, I got 2 bags, but one of the bags that I opened is going to be taken care of tonight, and that's not good. And they're very good. I know. Let me show you again for the ones who just came in. It is these pecan caramel, salted pecan caramel. They're supposed to be gluten-free, vegetarian. I didn't buy it for that. I bought it because they're delicious. I didn't notice they were gluten and vegetarian. I just bought it because I like pecans. Okay, pecans, as the old folks say. You have any pecans? The old Southern folks. Yeah, so they won't last tonight. So as soon as I get in the house, And before I get in the house right now, when I turn this camera off, I won't smack in your ears, you know. So when I turn this camera off, I'm going to devour these 3. So you all be blessed. Thank you all for tuning in. So you all take care.